All right, hello and welcome to part 5 of the Dune Imperium Uprising digital format that I'm doing. This is going to be challenge number 6 in this part 5, where we're going through all the challenges that the digital format of Uprising has brought. There is both a normal and heroic version to these challenges, and we're keeping track of the attempts that it takes and the time that it takes to complete that challenge. So far, these have been very fun. I think there's been 2 where we've had to do 2 attempts on heroic and 1 on normal that we had to do 2 attempts. Other than that, we've been able to complete all of them. It's been a lot of fun trying a different character per challenge set that kind of melds with what the challenge provides. So yeah, it's been very fun doing that. And yeah, we're just kind of trying to chug away on these challenges for this part 5. There's 10 of them. There's a lot. But they're fun to do. They're fun to play through. Yeah, so with that, let's get into it. All right, so let me double check my timer and the attempts. Got to reset those from last time real quick here. And I believe this will reset that. Perfect. All right, let's get into the challenge number 6. Ooh, Emperor again, okay. So here we go. You challenge 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we're on to 6. Let's do it. Eyes of the Imperium, normal. Like sifting sand through a screen, we sift people. Do the little animation thing. What does that mean? Okay. Ooh, spies. Let's go. Start with a spy. Round start. If you didn't send an agent to a board space, you were spying on last round. Draw 1 fewer card. Huh. Oh, so if you don't, yikes, if you don't go to a board space with a spy, you only draw 4 cards instead of 5. And then maybe even, or I think that's just what it is. All right, well, let's go ahead and kick off this timer. Let's double check that. Yep. I think we've got to use Lady Margot again, man. Like, I can't not. Because her signet gives a spy. We have to. I've already used her for different challenges where spies were really good. You drew an extra card when taking one back. But I've got to play her again. So I think strategically we should try and place one elsewhere than blue squares. Oh, but I have to go to a location with one. Maybe we don't take one back initially. We'll place it here. Oh, because I can put my signet though. We'll place my signet here. I won't recall it to start. Let's see. Oh, we get it convincing. That's fine then. So we'll throw it here. And do we fight in this one? I mean, getting some Solari could be nice. Getting the win would be nice for a victory point. I mean, if they're going to fight, all power to them. I put 3 in, so we'll see. Yeah, just 1. And they are delivering supplies. Yeah, okay. I still won't recall it this time around. Oh. Oh, I said yes. I think it's good I said yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If... no, it's not good that I said yes. No. Let me cancel. Frick, guys. Can I not cancel? Yikes, I can't. Yikes. Bummer. Alright, we won't put any more troops in. Alright. Ooh, we can go for the Spy Master who matches the game. I think we're gonna have to do that card though. It's so good. Let's take the Spy Master now, sure. And I think I am going to take one Weirding Woman. Ooh, Smuggler's Harvest, too. I think we'll stop there. Getting a little bit much. They'll probably take it. No, they take Weirding Woman. Interesting. Alright, well, we definitely won, but it's a good start. We get a victory point for the battle icons. Okay, now we have all of our... Ooh, bummer. Yo, this is a little tough. I don't want to draw less cards, so I do kind of want to go here. But I can't place any of those then. It'd be nice getting some spice. Alrighty. Oh, I do like this card though, so maybe we just play Seek and try and buy that one. We'll see if that works or not. What do we want? An Intrigue, an extra water, probably an extra water. Okay. And 3 swords. If we get second, I'm okay with it because I need the spice. Getting this card too is really good for us. Yeah, I think for part 6, when I go through the leader list again and the card list, I think the characters I'm going to play are the Emperor, Lady Jessica, and Tuick, because they're kind of the most intricate. This would be kind of fun doing 3 games with them as well. Okay, so if you have another Bene Gesserit card in play, return this card from play to your hand. I mean, but this one gets me a spy, though. We need to try and get ourselves to this. So, sure, let's do this. I could recall. But I won't for now. I mean, if I play my Signet, which I will, I'll get one more out there. Sure, let's take it back. And we'll get to 4. Do I fight? Do I fight? I mean, unless Lady Jessica doesn't fight, this would be a good route. I feel like she's definitely gonna fight, though. In which case I most likely lose, but she just had 3 reveal. Oh, boy. She breaks the wall. Interesting. She already has her maker hook. I see. She's got so much water. Oh boy. She gonna buy VP? No. What are these bots doing? They're not playing it right. They ain't playing it right. Let's see. I guess we'll do this. We'll decline that. We get a Dune the Desert, return to hand, and we'll throw one more in. Because we get a troop back if we win it. We get more Solari, which wouldn't be bad. And I think we do beat her. That's nice. We're at 6 buy power. Wow. Treacherous Maneuver. I think we take that, yeah. Public Spectacle, my favorite. My favorite card. Hmm. Gotta get towards my faction cards. I need some Bene Gesserit cards to get more spies out there. I have another Signet though. Sure, let's just do that. So we'll recall it. Nice. And then we'll put it right back. And we'll draw another card as a result. Should we fight? She's in a little bit of a predicament, so we will. Wow, she's all the way up there, dang. Plus she highlines. Dang, he's all the way up there. Oh my goodness. Oh, I could trash this one to gain 2 influence. Could be kind of nice to do that. Over here, maybe. Let's put a spy right here. End my turn. Okay, let's see what she's thinking. She doesn't fight. She can't. He's not even. He's only putting 1 in. I could get a water. If I go there. Let's do it. I won't take back the spy. It's been nice not taking back spies because you actually get to pick and choose how you use them. Usually I always recall them, but it's kind of nice getting that nuance. Should I go for 4 Solari? I don't think so. Leave puppet. No. Oh, and now we're the 1 down. Dang. If there was an emperor, a low-costing emperor, I would take it. But I think we just get a prepare the way and call it good. We win this one too. It's kind of crazy. We can go up in a faction. Which, why not do Fremen? Alright, and we'll pay the spice, yep. Doing okay, pretty well so far. I have 3 water, they have 5. I think we gotta take the spice, no? It's good getting spice. And my turn there. Oh, she goes up in a faction. Oh boy. That's a good card to have, dang. Not the best card draw. They take the 5-er, bummer. I mean, let's do this. And my turn reveal, take the 6-er. And my turn. Alright, we're still only at 3 VPs. Dang, man. This is a little tough. Huh. Wow, that's a lot of fighting. And if I had a water, I need a maker hook, man. I gotta go up here. Dang. What? No way. Wait. You trash treacherous maneuver as well to gain 2, and this thing costs 5? This card is going down on the rankings, man. That is trash. That is trash. I thought treacherous maneuver would stay. Oh my. I did not realize that. That's insane. Hmm. Problem is, I could go here and recall a spy. But then, what if I don't make back the buy power to get... The only reason I would need Solari at this point is like for this or for an intrigue card. Don't give me a dagger. Thank goodness. I mean, because I have so much spice, I guess. Oh my. I had way more than I thought. Dang it. Oh, I keep forgetting that that's the case for this thing. No way. No way. We gotta be doing that crap. Dang, I was about to get 2 water. Gonna needed that. I thought I was doing okay, but I'm really kind of struggling to maintain going to a spy location every time. Yeah, like, what is this game, man? What the heck? I need to draw. You know? Like... Wow. I'm serious right now? That's what we get? I'm serious right now? Huh. Have I gone to a spy location, though? Dang, I might not have. We're only at 7 by. Dang, man. Oh, this is crappy. A little crappy here. That would have been really nice to have. Sure. Struggling here, man. Oh, dang. Oh, dang. I have 0 water. Still gotta go through this whole deck still, man. Dang. I don't have spies out anymore. This is what we call not good. Dude, what am I supposed to do, man? What am I supposed to do? 14 fighting power? My goodness. It's crazy. That is craziness. I'm a little stuck, man. I'm a little stuck. Oh, my deck is so freaking bloated. 17 for 18 cards? Holy crap, man. Oh, man. This isn't good. This is not good. Holy. This is bad. This is real bad. Oh my goodness. That's insane. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? How do I draw more? That's just not good. If I'm gonna draw a singular card in hopes of being able to play it, I have to go here. Hello? How's it going? Okay, nice. Okay, late, huh? How many days you drive? Hello, alright. So, I accidentally messed up and forgot to turn back on my mic in this recording. So basically, I continued playing here after I was talking with a friend of mine for a short duration there. And because I forgot to turn back my mic, I don't have any recordings on my voice as I play through the rest of this challenge. So sorry about that, but what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to do a voiceover and kind of talk through what's going on while I'm doing this challenge and completing it, just to kind of close out this part. Going forward, I'll make sure to have my mic on. But basically what's going on here right now is we are on the normal challenge for challenge number 6. And we're going to close out this game, and then I'll start doing a voiceover for the heroic challenge as well. As you can see, just got back. You'll see my video camera like of me periodically talking, but I'm just gonna do my best to watch the video and kind of talk through most likely what I was thinking at the time. Yeah, again, sorry about that, but yeah. With that, we'll get started again. So yeah, this is the normal challenge here. As you can see at this point in time, I only have 5 victory points. They have 8 and 6, so they're doing solid, but we have a ton of spice that we're hoping we're going to be able to use. And we also are down just 1 influence in both the Fremen and the Spacing Guilds, which is 2 victory points that we could achieve. We also have a lot of buy power at this point, 10 influence, so we could get a Spiceman's Flow, perhaps. There's a chance there. And then we also have a intrigue that'll let me go down into influence and pay 2 Solari to get a victory point. So a few things in the arsenal to play around with to try and close this out. Let me try and see again. So basically, this is the one with the spies, where if I need to send an agent to a spy location, otherwise I'll draw less cards on my next turn. So I've been periodically trying to, play spies, go to those locations at the very least. Maybe I'll take the spy back, maybe not. And that's kind of what I've been doing in this challenge. If I don't go to a spy, then I can't draw next turn around. There you can see I just got a Spiceman's Flow, which will let me go up in the Spacing faction. So I got a victory point there. So now I'm at 7. We're not fighting in this war, so the war just goes to them. We have Lady Jessica winning that with the Emperor getting 2nd. So now it's 9 to 8 to 7. So, this is close. This is close. We're gonna have to try and close this out as best as we can. I think at this point we are recognizing that winning the war is probably the best option, because we'll definitely have enough spice in order to pay for the extra victory point, right? We won't get the battle icons, but if I get 2 victory points there and potentially go up in the Fremen alliance, that'll get me to 10. And then we should hopefully win in Spice Tiebreaker. However, I'm also taking a look into my intrigue for going down 2 in a faction and paying 2 Solari to get a VP. So the best case scenario is we're looking for 11 victory points, which could be kind of a tall order depending, but we're going to see if we can make that happen. So what we do is we go to Highliner, we put in all of our troops that we can. Could I put more in there? How do I have 2 left? No, I put in 7 troops, yeah. So that's as much as we could. Then now we kind of think for a good while on what to do next. Right, so we're going to try and win this war for sure. I'm looking at the pay 3 spice to go up in a faction space there, but not sure if that's the best bet because I only have 5 Solari. Then I wouldn't be able to do opportunism kind of thing. So, we got to kind of pick and choose. Oh, sorry. It takes spice. No, we'd have plenty of Solari to do opportunism. But we got to kind of pick and choose all that we need to do in order to secure the win and continue. So the other thing that I was kind of thinking on as well is being able to grab a worm. So I drew cards to see if that is possible. Because I would go up in the Bene Gesserits and then I could play Weirding Woman to maybe get a sandworm. And then I can use my intrigue to go down in 2 locations and still get a victory point, because I could go down in Spacing and Bene Gesserits and I wouldn't lose any VPs. So we opt to go to shipping though. We're going to go up in the Fremen, which gets us a extra VP. We didn't do anything with the sandworms because we kind of told ourselves, well, you know what, we can secure this victory point, it looks like, with only 14 fighting power. They're not fighting a ton. And I can still do my intrigue of opportunism because I can go down in the Bene Gesserits in the Spacing. So we're going to do that here. As you can see, we'll go down in the Bene Gesserits. Then we'll go down in the Spacing. That'll give us a victory point. We are now at 9. And if we win the war, we can get to that 11 breakpoint. With the goal being, hopefully, the opponents don't get to 11. Because if they do, they could beat us in Spice Tiebreaker. So yeah, let's just kind of see how this pans out. Bots are taking their turn, passing on this war. Nice, 17 to 4 to 6. We take that dub, we get a victory point. We pay 4 spice for another victory point. We go straight to endgame. We're at 11. Any endgame intrigues from then? Nope. So we were down, as you can see there. We were at 7 to start victory points, and we got to 11. And then they kind of stayed the same at 9 and 8. They didn't even gain a single VP that last round, I don't think. So yeah, we kind of close out that normal challenge there, and we're gonna move on to the heroic one. So it took 1 attempt for that challenge, and around 30-ish minutes to complete that. Now we're going to go on to the heroic one, where so you start with a spy, and at round start, if you didn't send an agent to the board space that you were spying on it during the last round, you draw 2 fewer cards. So basically, the only difference from normal to heroic here is rather than drawing 1 fewer card for normal, you draw 2 fewer. So it makes like getting to a spy location much like needed more. It's not more valuable, it's just needed, because otherwise you only draw 3 cards for a turn, and that's not good. So we're definitely running Lady Margot again because her signet lets you place a spy on a blue square, which is really good. And here we're going to spy on the Fremen because I can do my diplomacy, draw a card. I think we're debating if we're going to take a spy based off what's in the Imperium row. Since there's nothing good in the Imperium row, I don't, because that way next round with my other diplomacy card, I can go to the Fremen and still achieve the goal of getting to 1 square in my turn with a spy, basically, is the idea. So we're going to continue. We take Arakeen. We draw Seek Allies, which is probably not what we wanted. Probably wanted some more buy power or something else, but we do have 2 daggers, and because of that, we're going to throw in troops to fight a lot, and we're really wanting to get that go up in a faction, because then I can fast track the Fremen alliance, which will let me get to worms, it'll let me get water, all those types of things. Determining what I want to buy, it's a little tough. The 2 influence from the middle card is intriguing, but it's just nice getting the card that I bought because it'll trash itself and it lets me go up in a faction. It's just a good card that takes care of itself. You know, you get a benefit for playing and then you don't have to worry about it. A lot of times when you buy a ton of cards, things can rack up. You usually want like a few medium cards and a big card when you're kind of building your deck. And you can always think about the synergies of Fremen, Spacing, Bene Gesserits, Emperor cards. They all have synergies now, which is really cool to play around. But you kind of don't want to bloat your deck with a bunch of tiny cards because it's a little tough to trash in this game, so it's good to pick and choose there. So buying that card lets it take care of itself. We go to Arakeen, we use our signet, we place another spy on the Fremen location as long as you have 2 influence with them, because then we can get our Maker Hook and we can get water and a troop, all that. Debating if we want to fight because I do have a Desert Mouse battle icon. Problem being, the opponents are probably going to fight a decent amount this time around, so we're not quite sure what's going to happen. So we have to hold off for now, and we'll potentially fight later down the road. So we're going to go... I forget to Seek Tabor here, and we're going to decide... We get our Maker Hooks, we get 1 extra troop, we get a water. We're going to decide if we're going to fight, and we are, because getting an extra water for second would still be nice, and you can trash a card. But if they don't fight anymore, we will get a battle icon pairing, which is a victory point, which is very, very good. Now we're going to determine if we need to buy anything. We're going to buy that card because it reveals for 2, and the Fightikin Still Tent because of Fremen synergies. We recognize that the bot beats us in the war, but we still get second. which I think is worth. We don't get a troop back for doing so, but you know, we're fast tracking our water. We're fast tracking, thinning out our deck a little bit as we're buying some of those 2-costers, you know. So because I got the Fight Against Still Tent, which is a yellow, I just get rid of a Dune the Desert Planet. You know, it's like a good 1-for-1 trade. So it's kind of nice being able to do that. Now we're going to let the bots go. We're going to continue. Decent start. You know, we're able to get the 2 influence with Fremen, get our Maker Hook, get a lot of water. We're at 3 water now. We have 2 spies on the board, so we can still go to those locations easy enough without having to worry about drawing 2 less cards the following round. So we're doing pretty solid overall. You know, it's still the initial beginnings of the game, but, you know, decent overall. We're going to pay one of our water because we have 3, and we want to fast track to get to Fremen Alliance for the victory point. We're going to put in a singular troop just to see if we can even get 3rd place because we do have 2 daggers in our hand. And then we're probably going to look to play the card that'll trash itself and go up in a faction. We'll see what occurs here. If I'm going to do that, I have to infiltrate, so we're debating, but I could also play on a green square with it. And I think I might be looking at recruit troops here. Just because I'm at 0 right now. And maybe I'll get 2nd place. Looks like I'm going to get 3rd place, so I won't get a troop back. So having some more troops to fight in future wars could be beneficial. So that's where we're trying to decide on, basically. We can do a... Okay, yeah, so we do gather support. And we keep the trash card because it goes to spy locations. So we may as well hold on to it. And I think the reveal is slightly nicer than a dagger. We'll have 3, which will allow us to buy our own card. Basically, this is who we play as. And that's a very good card. Lets you go to Bene Gesserit. It also gives you a spy when you play it. So a very good card for us to pick up at that 3 cost range, which is why we used a dagger rather than the other card, which reveals for 1 influence. All right, so we'll take that. We go to Fremen. We grab that alliance. We're at 3 victory points right now. We can go up in a faction as well with the card that we just played. It's funny how we draw it again. We're going to go up in spacing because potentially we could get some Solari from shipping. Right now we're struggling with Solari as we've been fighting a lot and kind of positioning ourselves to get the Fremen alliance rather than going for some more like Solari resource, pretty much. So we'll let the bots go, they'll place their spies, they'll go to locations. We've got a lot of diplomacy, but like I said, we only have 2 agents. We're gonna throw a sandworm in there to fight as best as possible because it doubles your rewards for 1 water. We still have 2 water. I got a singular spice, I think. I have 6 buy power, influence, which we'll take and play to get a Fremen card for sure. We got Fremen card deck synergies going on. And if we get 2nd place, we get Solari, we get water back, and we get 4 troops, all for paying 1 water to put 1 worm in. Like, my goodness. The value that you can get for paying 1 water on Haga if you have your Maker Hooks and your surround worms are allowed to go in is crazy. I am very confused by that war because it doesn't have the wall to block it, yet you can still get troops. I don't think that makes sense. It feels weird fighting a lot to get troops back. I feel like having to pick and choose when you fight was more of a nuance, and now it's kind of like, well, just throw them in, because for that war, as long as you can put 1 sandworm in, my goodness, you get 4 troops back, which is the equivalent of 2 agent placements from a 2nd tier war reward. I just find that a little crazy, but you know, it is what it is. And we're gonna go back to Siege Tabor. We're gonna break the wall because the wall was stopping us from putting sandworms into the fight. We still get a water for doing that, so we're back up to 5 water, so I can deep desert to put 2 sandworms in now if I so desire, which I do. And we can get 4 water now, even if we get second place. The idea is to win this because I would get a battle icon and I'd get troops and spice. We don't really need the water because my fight against still tent also reveals for water. So basically, I am not thirsty. I've got a lot of water. And it just feeds into more sandworms over and over and over and fighting and battle icons and resources. So it's a very good strategy. It feels a touch broken in my mind. I think that flat out just doubling rewards for wherever you get in the war with a sandworm feels off. I don't know how that makes complete sense, but you know, it is what it is. Anyway, one other thing to note that I should have been mentioning as well throughout this is Gurney is at 6 victory points, man. That guy is popping off. He's fighting, he's going up in factions, getting good cards, all that stuff, right? Yeah, he doesn't have the Fremen Alliance yet, which would be deadly if he gets that. But I kind of have to continue on my course, you know? So it's something I have in the back of my mind, like, hey, I gotta make sure that he doesn't take it, but, you know, do I really have the resources to combat that and still, you know, do what I need to do for this game? He gets to 7 victory points now because he gets the Bene Gesserit Alliance. I do go Fremen just to secure that because if he gets that, I would have to go up twice there, which is a lot of added time, just to beat him again, and it'd be kind of a necessity to do that. So we'll hold off there. We put in our troops here to try and fight, try and give ourselves higher up in the Bene Gesserits if we do win this war, because then we'll get a victory point for getting to 2 influence. But we have Fade Ratha, he's fighting us pretty hardcore here, so now I've got to determine, like, well, I don't have a 3rd agent, no one does, I only have 1 more turn, what's my plan? What's my plan? So we're going to get a troop, we're going to fight with it to do our best, and I can put a sandworm into the fight with my reveal for Desert Power, which is perfect. So my goal is to try to do that so that I can get double influence with Bene Gesserits. We'll see if that pans out here. It's going to be cutting it close because my sandworm's only worth 3 fighting, which will put me to 11. So yeah, that's tough. I'm going to tie with Fade Ratha at the very least. If not, he just wins. If he has like an intrigue, things like that. I take the spy card for 2 influence because it gives me the ability to place down a spy, which is nice in this challenge. That way I don't lose 2 cards when I draw. So we tie. I get 2 intrigues. Shaddam's favorite, man. That intrigue, I don't care for it, man. It's so specified. 3 influence in the Emperor just to get 3 Solari? Like, who's doing that in this game? No one's going 3 times there unless they're the Emperor. So it's too pointed of an intrigue, and it just gives you 1 troop, which is like Gurney Halleck's signet. So it feels like an underwhelming intrigue to me, but you know, it's kind of cool that there are synergies, but I think 2 influence for 3 Solari would make more sense to me, but you know, it is what it is. Alright, so now we're getting some influence in the Bene Gesserits to try and get that victory point. We draw cards as a result, and we can put spies out. So we're just going to keep farming that. And we'll probably try and hit up Eric Keen so that we could potentially fight if we want, but the idea is to draw more cards to buy Spicemith's Flow. And bot takes it there though, sadly. So now we could do Research Station, but we're gonna have to see what happens. Yep, thinking through it, trying to determine what the best path and strategy is. So we're going to use our Signet. We're going to recall the spy here. Gives us an extra draw. Nice. Desert Power. Very good card. But we don't have any water now, sadly. We spy again in the same location. We put our troops in. We're at 10 fighting. So the idea here being, it'd be really good to get that question mark battle icon because then you get a victory point there with my Chris Knife. We'll see if this works though. We take up a spy because we wanted to try and get a fighting intrigue, which we do not get. We take the 2 influence because we have to with no water. We'll take the Spysmith's Flow for sure. Puts us to 5 victory points. We won't buy anything else. We're at 12 fighting, but Gurney is very close still. Fade Roth is going to do, but he passes, so we do win this. Lets us go up in 2 factions once of our choice. We don't get a sandworm in there, so we can't double jump, but you know, it is what it is. So let's see, we're probably going to choose, I don't know, what I'm debating is, do I want to go to a spacing or a Bene Gesserit place again? If I do, it might be worth just going up in the Emperor, because then I can, through other means, go up in the Emperor again. Because I usually don't care to go to those squares for their resources, but if I do want to go to Bene Gesserit, there's no need to go up in that faction because I'm not going to overtake the Alliance. So I opted to go for Emperor and spacing. We are at 6 victory points now as a result of that with spacing. Gurney hasn't changed in a while. He's still at 7. So yeah, we're going to take our turn here, kind of debating what our goals are. Something to note, the question mark battle icon, we get it, but it doesn't resolve until end of game. So right now, if the game ended, I'd have 7 VP, but I can't end the game with getting that battle icon, which is kind of weird to me because right now this Chris Knife war is enticing because I have a lot of spies out and I could get a victory point for doing that. But that would negate like utilizing my question mark battle icon, right? Because I pair the Chris Knights and I just have this question mark left over. So I didn't realize that that's how it works. Like it doesn't get consumed till the end of game. So we go ahead and get up that Bene Gesserit Alliance. So now we're at 7 victory points as a result. I am looking at going into the shipping track because that lets me go up in a faction. We're going to grab my Swordmaster just because, you know, the bots still don't have theirs. Although Tuek, he infiltrates on my Swordmaster spot with me. So now with my 3rd turn, it gives me the lay of the land. We're definitely not winning the war, so we won't be fighting for this. And the goal would be maybe a Spysmith's Flow. Don't think we can pull that off. So the idea is to just kind of get up in these factions to try and get more victory points that way and win the next war, or buy a Spysmith's Flow next round is the idea. All right, so still thinking on the best strategy, the best route. We are going to take that shipping. So we could go Emperor because we're not going to go there, or we could do spacing because I could get the Alliance if I can fast track it, which might be necessary. We're still 3 victory points away from closing the game, but you usually want to be at 11 just in case because Gurney has been tied with us for so long. We opt to go Emperor because it puts us at 8. We might be looking towards a war next round. Not sure. We'll probably want to put in a Sandworm. But we did check our deck, and it doesn't look like we were going to draw a Spacing Guild card to go. So we opted to not do that. All right, the war concludes. Sadly, Gurney is winning this. He doesn't have a Sandworm in the fight though, so he doesn't get 2 victory points, and he didn't have enough spies out. So he only gets 1 for that war, which is good, because if he got more, that'd be a predicament. Alright, so we can go to any of the basic squares, not factions, with the cards that we drew. Desert Power is good, but you kind of want to use that for the reveal. So at this point I'm thinking, well, I need to prepare the way in order to draw as many cards as possible. So the idea would probably go to Arakeen, but we'll kind of see what occurs here. Looks like we might. Nice, because this could be one of like the last rounds, I'm recalling my spy. I still have 2 spies out there, but you know, may as well recall this one. Thinking back on it, maybe I should have done spacing because I could have gotten to the alliance. Because I do have a spy there. I guess I didn't know if I was going to draw my diplomacy card, so that's probably why I didn't opt to do it. But this is still good to do because I can fight. So we'll go to Highliner. We'll get the 5 troops. I can put in a worm as well. In doing so, I will get double VP at the very least for winning this war. And I can pay Spice to get another VP. So that's my best bet. But Gurney is at 16, so like he is diving me. It's basically a fight between us, Gurney and I. You know, who can win the war to close it out pretty much, because buying a Spice Must Flow isn't going to be enough, and I need to go up one more time in spacing, which I could, but if that means that Gurney's going to win the war by spending resources to do that, then I don't think I win. So we are just going to go here with the water. Sadly, that means like I can't use my desert power, but I can use the reveal to get a Spice Must Flow, so that's probably why I did that. And I get myself to 17 fighting power. I have 1 sword for my spy network, so I'd be at 18. So fingers crossed. Oh, I got a water. Huh. And I put another sandworm in. Sorry, didn't quite follow how I did that, but I thought through it and did it, I guess. So we got 2 sandworms in there, which is perfect. So 21 to 16 is better than what it was. We'll go ahead and do Cunning, just in case I draw a dagger to get to 22. I don't, it's fine. This is going to be last round, or at least I'm hoping it is. So we take that Spice Must Flow. We get to 8. 2x using some intrigues. Thankfully, he doesn't like overtake any of my factions. We tie with Gurney, which is tough. We haven't lost yet, but we would have easily won had we won that. So Gurney keeps this thing going. So I'm still looking at spacing. You know, I can get a victory point by getting an alliance there. I can buy another Spice Must Flow. I could win the war as well. Problem is I don't have troops, and 2x got 16. And I can't go Highline because they take it. I have 16 spice, but it's just so tough to use it when they always take Highline. And, you know, I don't feel like there's enough spaces that require a good amount of spice. Like, there's the 4 cost, but when you go to the 4 cost, it's a set up. It's not a, oh, like, get these resources and use them now kind of thing. And so you don't always go there, as opposed to, you know, obviously highlining or things of that nature. But yeah, let's see if we can do this. So we do go shipping. Lets us go up to get that spacing alliance, which gets us a VP. So now we're at 10 VP. So the goal is get to 11 however you can and just see what happens. We don't think Gurney's going to win the war, so he shouldn't get VPs from there. He's still at 8, so we're decently ahead, which is nice. We went to the space where we can recall an agent to try and draw new cards, which we got Desert Power, which we can select for 2 influence. So we'd be at 7 influence right now if we finished. But we need to get more cards, so we're going to use that card. And we draw the Convincing, which puts us perfectly at 9 influence to buy that VP. It was a trade for 2 influence to get my High Council seat, which is also 2 influence, and then playing that card because I'm at least 2 in the Bene Gesserit draws me a card, which we luckily got Convincing Argument. So what we're going to do is I just revealed early so that I could do the 2 influence, get that 9. I'm at 11. That's basically where I'm going to stay. You know, we've got a lot of spice for tiebreakers, which is perfect. But we got to see what happens. We close it out. Oh, okay. And then the 12 came into play, right? So when I mentioned the question mark battle icon, it consumes at the end. And I wasn't thinking about that fully, but there you go. You can see I got to 12 as a result. So yeah, good game overall. You know, the difference between the normal and heroic versions of this challenge were not drastically different. I was always able to get to a spy, which is kind of interesting. You know, as long as you use Lady Margot and you start the game with a spy, yeah, you can kind of hit up spies, but it's nice being able to get that Fremen Alliance early because opening up the Seek Tavern board space is very good for just placing a spy there and then just going to the space and not needing to consume it if you don't need to. Because it's not open to everybody. One, two, it's just really good rewards. Getting a water, getting a troop, and getting the ability to put sandworms in is just a good way to do it. So as you can see for my VPs, you know, we start with one because it's a 4-player game. We got 2 alliances, which is perfect. We have all 4 track progress influence. We had 3 Spice Must Flows, which kind of came about as we played. You know, at the end, we went for that 9er, but the first 2 kind of just happened. You know, we had a good enough cards and good enough reveal power to buy those. So that really helps. Getting 3 of those is a lot. And then we had 2 battle icons. So we also won enough wars to successfully close out 2 victory points there, which, yeah, that gets you to 12. And getting 12 victory points amongst even the challenge is pretty solid. You know, it would be a lot tough, or it'd be pretty tough for the AI to kind of combat a 12 victory point game. So, you know, close that out pretty well there. That took us 1 attempt. For both challenges, we were on a time of 55 minutes. And I think what I'll do here is I'll probably take a look at my cards here in a second. Just a little bit smattering of a deck, although at the beginning of the game, we went Fremen Alliance, which is good. And then later on, we kind of went Bene Gesserit because we wanted to get spies and card draws from the one spice location. And also get the Bene Gesserit victory point for sure. We went to shipping twice to try and help with the Spacing Alliance, and we won a war that let us go up there. So yeah, as you can see, you know, Bene Gesserit's that Maker Keeper is just a cracked card. We had a card to get us a spy. A little bit smattering. We went for Fremen for sure. Luckily, Gurney couldn't take that alliance from us, which is great. And yeah, that's kind of all you need to kind of close out that game there. Perfect. Alrighty, so we can now get into a recap. Basically, this was Dune Imperium Uprising series that I'm doing. This is part 5, challenge 6. So now we're on challenge 7. There's 10 challenges. So we got 4 of them left. We were able to do both of those first attempt, which was really cool. And yeah, this has been a fun series so far. You know, take a look at the first 4 parts for kind of an introduction into what the Uprising format for Dune Imperium is, digital aspects to it, and also my, you know, ranking of leaders, ranking of the cards. So I'll probably do another part after I finish these challenges of re-rankings of the leaders and the cards based off having just playing a lot of games with these characters and having the challenges kind of geared towards a certain character. It's been fun learning what they're good at. And because of that, I would now go ahead and figure out, you know, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. So I'll do a re-ranking basically. I'm excited. I definitely have changes there. So that should be a lot of fun. And then a part 7 could be maybe playing a few games in a row with bots with like the tougher characters, Tuick, Lady Jessica, and like the Emperor kind of thing would be fun. And then part 8 would be maybe I can get a game with some of my friends together, get their thoughts, get their opinions, things like that. But that kind of closed out the entire series. Yeah, so thank you very much for watching, and sorry about the recording piece, but I'll see you next time.